Good morning, everybody. Almost a good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Market Podcast. It's Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025. At the time I'm recording this, the stock market has been open for a little over 2.5 hours. And it's been a bit of a wild ride in just this short period of time. I'm doing the podcast a little bit earlier today because I'm going to be gone at the close of the market. I'll be watching, but I'll basically be watching off my phone and doing some other things. So I wanted to get this done somewhat early. And this will be kind of a short podcast. I really wanted to get online and just say, don't get too uptight about what's going on today. It's already been a massive turnaround. Here we are, a little over 2.5 hours, almost 2 hours and 40 minutes into trading. And already, you look at this one-day chart, the Dow Jones Industrial Average started the day way to the downside. Futures were way down. The market dipped way down, and then it's just made a steady climb back to the upside. Dipped a little bit here in just the last few minutes. At one point in time, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 200 points very briefly. It's backed off of that a little bit. And I don't know, with as much time as there is to still trade today, I don't know that you couldn't see it reverse and go back to negative. It's kind of a weird, screwy day in the market. It all started with overnight. China did some stuff. I don't know if I completely understand it, so I'm not going to try to sound more intelligent about it than I am. China did something with some ships that were going to port. They kind of have ratcheted up the whole trade war thing. It feels from some of what I'm hearing, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm too expert on this. There is one particular company that China sort of targeted that has some U.S. subsidiaries, and they're where's the main article? Anyway, it's here's basically where it's at. Here's the article that I was looking for. This gives a little bit of details about what China did. I can't remember the name of the company, but China's doing something with this company that has some U.S. subsidiaries, and that kind of ramped up all the rhetoric about China trade wars, combined with what happened on Friday with Trump's threat of tariffs. That was the reason for futures being down so far and for the initial sell-off. But as you can see, it's come back so far. I think almost and when the Dow was up 200 points, I think that's almost a 700 point swing. And the NASDAQ at one time I know was down. You can see the chart looks kind of the same. It just hasn't gone into positive territory. But I think the NASDAQ was down 250, 280 points or so. And it's come back a long way as well. So, after the rant I went on in yesterday's podcast about how everyone seemed to kind of lose their collective minds and forget about the fact that these the way these tariff threats work and the way the actual tariffs work, this is all part of Donald Trump's strategy in how he negotiates this. This is part of what the deal is. And so really what I wanted to do was get online today and do a short podcast and say, don't panic about today. I think things are going to be okay. A lot of the stocks that we trade are down a little bit. A couple of them are up. Our triple play trades are actually looking pretty good because JPM was down enough that it was in profitable territory to almost 15% at one time, and then it kind of evened out. Our Johnson & Johnson trade is moving and looking good for us. Our DIA trade on the spread trade side of things is looking good. Strategy looks really crappy right now, but I told you yesterday we're probably going to roll that out one time. And believe it or not, I still think it's going to come back. It's not down nearly as far as what it was in the early part of trading. Like everything else, it's come back quite a ways. You can see it opened and went way down here to the downside. Now it's back up. Hasn't gone into positive territory and probably won't today. But I still think we're due for a turnaround. I think you're going to see this climb back up. We're going to definitely have to adjust the trade, and I'll probably do that tonight for tomorrow morning's open. But everything else looking pretty good right now. So just stay the course with what we have open, and we should be all right. Still no hope at all, I think, of the government shutdown coming to an end, or the government reopening. I gave you some thoughts on that yesterday, so I'm not going to elaborate a lot more on that. More earnings coming at the end of this week, but for right now, I like the way things are moving relative to our trades, with the exception of that Strategy Inc. one. I think if that gets back on track, we're going to be in really good shape. Looks like the Dow's climbing back up, not up to its highs. Like I said, I think it was up 200 points at one point in time. The NASDAQ briefly got down to only a double-digit loss, but it's bouncing around a little bit. And look, the S&P only down, 13/100%, a little over a tenth of a percent. So wouldn't be shocked if the S&P and the NASDAQ moved into positive territory. But with as much trading time as there is, wouldn't be shocked if it all went negative again, including, in the Dow going negative. So we'll see how it plays out. But have a good rest of your Tuesday. I will probably send that adjustment for Strategy Inc. at the close of the day today, but it'll probably get sent out later for tomorrow morning. An adjustment to be made for tomorrow morning's open. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.